Welcome back, everyone. I am preparing for the new moon as we speak, the new moon in Cancer. It's going to peak at 12:44 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on June 25th. So whenever this reaches you, it was meant to reach you to either bring you clarity or a heads up. So take it as it resonates for you. I will say there's a bunch of different collectives in this reading. So I'm going to approach it from more so spiritual guidance rather than a collective speaking about these collectives. I will say I did a collective message over the weekend and I decided not to post it. And it was about the two collectives, two different collectives, or rather collectives within two different sides of things. Why I say two different sides is because I feel like there is a side who is in their awakening and they're aware of it, and then there's a side who is either refusing an awakening or is in the midst of an awakening and has no idea they're in it. So that's why I say two different groups. In that was a massive, like I want to say a mad amount of energy, like the Mad Hatter, a mad amount of energy of specifically anxiety and fear. So if you have been experiencing extreme anxiety, specifically pressure in the heart space, the heart chakra, or what I refer to as the astral plane, take that as that resonates for you, whether you're developing gifts or not, but the energy surrounding the heart chakra and the heart space, there was a lot of pressure over the past couple of days. This can affect you in many different ways. For the most part, I'm getting headaches and I'm getting confusion. Lots of confusion and potentially distortion in your perception. I want to say perception or distortion magic as well. We have magic here as the challenge card. So there's something about, uncertainty and magic. There's a lot of challenges around imposter syndrome at the moment, whether it be current events or whether it be stuff that you have going on. Now, a lot of this, again, has to do with, we've got Hierophant energy over here. This is a Taurus card, and we just passed through a Taurus moon on the way to this Cancer new moon. So there is something here that is a contract, a lesson. For some of you, this is a contract with someone that you've completed it and they still haven't completed it. There's something about the throat chakra where there is a disruption around your truth, a disruption around authenticity. Now, the reading that I didn't post, I will briefly say there was something to do with money, materialism, having a hard time overcoming fear of loss of money or fear of materialistic ways of existing, whether it be like somebody's materialistic or they're just so used to consumerism and having a lot of things, material things, that there is this fear of losing that, and there is this sense of lack anytime that is lessened or there's pressure put around that. So it does feel like there's a collective going through deep survival mechanism in a situation where they're not actually in any form of threat in terms of their survival. And that is part of the collective that doesn't know their awakening, is what I'm getting, or is refusing an awakening. So take that as that resonates. There's a lot of frustration in that collective and the energy. Every time I talk about it, my solar plexus tightens up and it's hard for me to breathe. I feel it in the stomach. I feel shame. I feel a lot of really dense energy in the lower chakras. So let me take a second and clear that energy, which is also why I didn't want to speak on it, to be honest, because it's too heavy. The challenge with this is some of you guys might take this on inadvertently. Hold on, they're saying wait, breathe first. Yeah, some of you guys might be taking this on inadvertently, and it is creating a lot of distortion magic in your reality. So just be aware of that as we move through this shift. I will say there is something that's already complete when it comes to this, though. That is really the message here. The devil, some kind of karmic contract with the devil and the Hierophant, something that restricts your reality here. And I think partially some of you guys are afraid that this will continue because something still seems, and now we have the Ten of Cups above this devil card. Something still seems like it's restricting your reality, but is it actually? And I think there might be a little bit of truth to something there. And you know what I'm saying? Like, well, yeah, there's like less money in this situation, or yeah, there's less support and people in this situation, or yeah, there's less, you know what I'm saying? Like, there is some truth to this, but was that restrictive in some way, shape, or form? You have to like look at the bigger picture when it comes to this. So if there is something in your reality and you're disappointed by an outcome, do not let that stop you, is the advice. Because what we have here is any rejection that you have experienced is protection. And wow, I didn't even pull this card up yet. Underneath that, we have the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Emperor. So this would be a masculine collective that is kind of wearing some kind of disguise, a masculine collective that is in some kind of trickster energy. And this is very forceful as well. So there may have been something here that you were disappointed by in the midst of this new beginning. Don't. I'm also feeling ancestors in this card, but there is something hidden and very earthed about this protection. And to be quite frank, I think you are the earth in this. So this is a reminder to hone in on the strength that you have as a physical human being in this world, tapped in to what you've tapped into, working with what you're working with, and knowing that you have this protection in the unseen as much as you do in the physical plane with the earth around you, the trees, the earth spirits, the grass. Do you know what I'm saying? There's like something about really being connected to the earth here. And anything that was rejected, or anything that, you know, any rejection you experienced was a form of protection in this situation. So, I mean, the biggest thing is don't let your survival mechanisms take over, because we have a massive beginning coming in here, and I'm going to get to this in a minute, but I want to talk about anything that might be stopping you from seeing this first. And what's funny about this is we have success in letting go when it comes to this, contract over here, when it comes to whether this is a karmic contract with a person, a soul contract, or just a way of being. There's the leaf blower guy in the background revving up his leaf blower as I talk about this. Someone's having a hard time letting go. So I'm getting the sense that this isn't just you. I think the whole thing is there's something very cringy when I say someone's having a hard time letting go. I think there's a huge misunderstanding. Huge misunderstanding is what I'm hearing here. Like someone is in some form of delusion. And so this might be making you feel like sick to your stomach, as in I can't get something across to someone. This might not be as funny, like I'm getting some stalkerish vibes for some people, but then I'm getting like somebody having a really deep misunderstanding about what really went down in a situation for others, or the truth behind something and why you've chosen something, or why, you know, you've gone after something, or why you have chosen the path that you've chosen. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like there's a gross misunderstanding here. We have the truth coming out, and I think there's a limitation to this truth with the Devil card here as well, where some of you guys have more access to the truth than others, especially others in your life or people who were in your life. There is something here that is like coming to acceptance, and beneath it, miracles and leadership confirm this. There's something about coming to total peace with these misunderstandings and with, I'm hearing lack of coordination you feel in a situation. There's something about, not being able to coordinate something or not being able to get people on the same page. This is really 10:23 on the clock as I say that. This is tied with the wrong people is what I'm getting, because I'm just feeling this anxiety. 10:23 is a number about needing to get focused. Like needing a sense of direction, not having one, or just feeling like really off track. And this, gut check. Whose feelings are these when it comes to the truth, specifically your truth? If you feel discomfort about who you are or how people see you, this is where you're being called to step into your power during this new moon and remember who you are. Especially the path that you've chosen and the ancestors that stand behind you. Because I kind of want to cry when I say that too. Like there's just something here about caring too much about people who couldn't get on the same page as you. And I also think there's a, let it be, because there is this massive collective going through an awakening, and maybe they don't want to wake up, and maybe later they do, and the leaf blower guy coming back. Let's see if he leaves soon. He's not blowing leaves, he's cutting down bush. Okay, he's trimming the bushes. Interesting. Okay. Okay, give me a second. I apologize for the interruptions, guys. This is, okay, so as soon as that's funny too, and I appreciate you guys maybe just like scooted forward, scrolled forward on the timing, but being patient with me as I do these readings, because the energy in this collective, it's really anxious. But what I was gonna say is what was really unique about the way that I had laid out these cards as I sat and looked at them was the letting go kind of covered up 4 of the 10 cups here. So it left 6 cups. And earlier I picked up this devil card, and I remember seeing, I don't see it anymore. I can't find it this time. But when I picked it up earlier, underneath the devil was the 6 of cups. So there's something about, it's like this idealism in the 10 of cups isn't yours, but it's related to your past in some way. This idealism, and this could literally for you also be about money, and maybe that is where you're being rejected in some way. Maybe it is about materialism, maybe it is about the way something looks, and you've been rejected in some way here, in some situation, and there's something around your foundational trust is what I'm hearing, that is being reworked for your future. And the uncertainty lies within the magic of your path. Okay, your gifts, your path ahead. But this is also, there's a child on this. So there's something about the inner child in this and the magic that comes from your imagination. And that's also what the 10 of Cups is about. But I also feel like maybe your imagination is simultaneously wrapped up in the past as well. So anytime that things aren't going your way or seemingly not going your way, here comes this disruption of the past. It's like a rolling thunder and storm over here. because tapping into this energy just felt so chaotic. And there was like all of this like whisper energy, and it wasn't even like talking and gossiping. It was like, maybe we should do this and maybe we should do that, or maybe blah blah. It was like people being reworked is what I was getting from this, to the right path, to the right lane. But it's triggering. So whether this is someone who's triggered or people who are triggered, or whether it's you, it's a dual effect. It is both parties disrupting each other because they are still tied and bound in some way that they're not meant to be. So the whole restriction here, if you've done what you need to do in setting boundaries or stepping away or choosing your path, the next thing that you need to do is call judgment on yourself when it comes, like, I'm hearing be so real with yourself when it comes to what you're taking seriously and what you're taking personally. Be so real with yourself right now, because the world is a mess. So it doesn't matter what's going on that you know about in somebody else's life. The world is a mess right now. You have no idea how that really affects them internally. And that's what the Ten of Cups is about. Ten of Cups is like, we just got married and it's beautiful and the kids are outside and playing, but now what? Now you have the rest of your life and you just met your quota. Damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the Ten of Cups energy, is kind of like that. Now what? It's that boredom and that dissatisfaction that always persists, because we either settled or we thought everything would be perfect when we got to this point, and so we didn't think past it. That's like a 3D view of the Ten of Cups. A 5D view of the Ten of Cups would be like your inner child's dreams. That sense of satisfaction when you are creating and your world is so true and authentic for you because you've imagined it into being. So that's where you're really being called to, step into in this new moon in Cancer. The problem is there's this sense of blockage and restriction, and it's mostly tied to people and what they think. Yes, people and what they think and what they've got going on, and maybe what somebody said, and money. Exactly. So take that as that resonates, because again, if there is something that you're trying to work past and clear, you've already been successful in this situation. And I think the other challenge is you might see someone else as more successful because they still represent old world values and traditions, like having a lot of money, like having luxury items and things, when you don't. And again, it might not be in your path, and it might not be yet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless, it might not be right now in your path, and that's fine, because we have a lot of magic in this collective. 9 of Pentacles, like, you have acquired all of this on your own, which doesn't just mean money. It means you have like tricks of the trade. You have accumulated wisdom. You have accumulated, this is like having like mad experience on a resume. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like being so good, and so well versed, and so much breadth. So yeah, there's magic in that, in what you can do. Like, I see this as like the female like pre-magician card. So this is a collective who's been working on, becoming more resourceful, becoming better at manifesting, and becoming better at using the tools that they have and their connection to the divine, or their connection with their psychic gifts and their ancestors, or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is for you, or their witchy practice, or whatever it is, their magic. I will say there's a USPS card pulling up right now. So maybe there's a message coming in when it comes to what comes next with your magic as well. And maybe this is why you don't see yourself as successful, or why someone else's success is overshadowing yours, or why this collective has such a pull on you right now, because there's like something missing. What I will say is there's an action you need to take during this new moon. this message that's coming in, it is on its way, and it has to do with your path forward. It has to do with what you've gained and where you're moving. And it's not just your next step. It's the inspiration that you lost from this energy pulling on you. And it's like basically a confirmation, a reaffirmation, and a validation from your guides, from the universe around you, from whatever's coming in, as to what it is that you're meant to be doing and where you're going. And it hurts someone is what I'm getting. Like, it really hurts somebody's like feelings, or it's like hurting someone in terms of their perspective in like an ego death or like whatever. But it's funny because we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Judgment card, and I'm XXX. Like, there's something like forbidden knowledge or forbidden fruit or like forbidden. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's something here that I'm just getting the sense that I feel rejected. I feel like I'm not allowed to be here. I feel like this is bad, but I don't want to feel like this is bad because I like either the way you do it, or I like you, or there's like something here where it's like, I feel like we don't match. And I feel like we don't match because I feel like I don't fit this, or because I feel like I'm not allowed, or I reject this, or whatever it is. Like, there's something it's very subconscious. But regardless, this person's not there yet, and they don't want to be there, or they're not meant to be there yet. So take that as that resonates. I also think I have to be careful when I say that, because again, the stalker comes back up. Oh my God, as the leaf blower. Yeah, because like I almost saying like this, they're not there yet is like they're never gonna be with you, or they're never gonna be with something. Yeah, I'm gonna let him do his thing for a second. Yeah, I'm hearing this will cost you. This will cost the F out of you. Interesting. And that guy's not a leaf blower, that guy's a cutting. Said that they were like, reminder, that guy's not a leaf blower. He is literally cutting down the bushes. Yeah. Something is really kind of scary, or scary to someone, or it's something scary here. So again, I think if you're feeling this fear, is it really your fear? Is it really your survival? Is it, and some of you guys might be, yeah, well, yeah, there is survival in this situation, or yeah, there is something serious. But I keep like pulling, as I say that, it's 10 of swords down, and underneath it is the 7 of swords. Are you deceiving yourself when it comes to your protection and your magic? When it comes to your guides, when it comes to your ancestors, when it comes to your magic? Because something is trying to play imposter syndrome on you. So this new moon is like, just like a fresh new beginning here. So regardless of whatever's playing tricks with you, or playing tricks with your mind, or trying to play tricks with you by using your mind, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There is something being handled for you, and there is some kind of rejection that was a part of that. So take that as that resonates. And again, I think that the biggest thing I keep hearing, Aletheia, is the challenge of the truth in a situation that comes from Thanatos, death. And as soon as I say that, there's a pain in the root chakra on the masculine side. Fear. Devastation. I think they're also saying someone is going to get the message That's what the USPS truck was about. Someone's going to get the message during this new moon as well. So if there was something that you were like, why does this not stop? Someone's going to get the message in one way or another. So expect that to change and stop focusing on it. I think that's your biggest challenge, stop focusing on it and create. You have something to create. You have work to do. You have something to be focused on. And you've got to trust that the wheel is turning in your favor. You got to trust that things are working out for you. And you got to be so real with yourself about why you're doubting yourself, doubting your magic, doubting your protection. Yeah, trust that the outcome is in your favor is what I'm hearing. I would say the only collective that, again, I think everybody's going to get what they want. And it might not be what they think they want. That's kind of what I'm getting with this, because there might be a collective that, whatever, they don't even want me to go there. They don't even want me to go there. And that's why I didn't do that reading. That's why I didn't do that reading. Because I think for somebody, that's the whole thing. It's like, it's none of your business. And there's a lesson involved. There's a lesson involved. I'm hearing there's a reason or a season, which makes me think some people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I think I'm hearing there's a reason or there's a season when it comes to this situation. So take that as that resonates. There's a reason or a season when it comes to whatever the situation is that you're walking away from, or that still is causing imposter syndrome. So don't worry about the lesson that they're learning, focus on you. What is the lesson that this is teaching you? And if you feel like you are just mad overthinking that, how are you wasting time overthinking this? That's the lesson. That's it. Now, less drama. I want to do another quick reading on less drama. Less drama, and see what's coming in. Again, if you guys are wanting a one-on-one with me, I have 20% off going through the end of June. On my website, New Moon 20 is the code, all caps, New Moon 20, for 20% off all of my services through the 30th of June. All right, on to the next one.